Welcome to our guided meditation about coping with misgendering. You can close your eyes during this meditation or watch our relaxing footage of nature. We recommend trying to be still, trying not to fidget, and trying not to check your phone no matter what. Allowing yourself a break to just breathe and hear some kinder messages. Before we began HRT or discussed coming out as trans with another person, it's not too likely we were informed about the pain of misgendering. It's more common to hear about medication side effects, what changes are permanent, but plenty of us weren't properly inducted into the distress and the ache of knowing our identity while hearing others deny it. Whenever misgendering happens, the main reason it hurts is due to the feelings we had just prior, the radiant and colorful thoughts that filled our mind, that maybe we might be passing really well today, or that gendered language had reached a hiatus, that we might be as attractive or acceptable as we deep down desire to be. The pleasure and joy and encouragement we felt turned into a distinctive torment. We suddenly feel humiliated. And we know that because of the increase in public filming or live streams, we can't really express our anger at such a violation of the person we identify as. Even declaring what our pronouns are feels like giving the power to those who would misgender us. We may even never wear a pronoun pin simply out of that fear. We start to blame ourselves. We wonder if it was our tone of voice or our posture, the way our shirt fits. What is the best time to go out shopping or visit a park? And that becomes a special torment as well when we enter a phase of only engaging in the world's least populated corners or at the least busy times. We begin to feel like we failed at trans visibility. We project onto every cis stranger a suspicious certainty that they're ready to mock us. We may even suspect that cis-passing trans folks are ready to join in on mocking us. When time settles, we may start to take on board the noble concepts that the Buddha uncovered in the shade of a fig tree. How life really is a contract of suffering. How people are easily susceptible to thoughtless jokes and arrogant posturing. we too can fall into the temptation of what the Buddha called the three poisons: greed, ignorance, and hatred. The poison of greed has many racing to cater their online platforms to punching down at the trans community, all for easy money, quick followers, quick votes. And the poison of ignorance leads many, probably like many of our family members, to bury their heads in the sand, to retreat to their little bubble, while locations elsewhere propose an onslaught of anti-trans policies. The poison of hatred misleads cis people to interpret anything unfamiliar to their expectations for security and predictability with such a potent dislike. When an event of misgendering occurs, we should be careful not to respond with the three poisons ourselves. For example, corporate greed would love it if hurt, marginalized folks only found soothing by spending more money. And ignorance shouldn't be confused with moving on or non-attachment, but it can morph into a repression and a likelihood we'll miss the root causes of transphobia and therefore never have the proper need for self-compassion. And hatred won't ever help the world. It's okay to feel it in our bodies or to scream into a pillow how much we hate the cis people humiliating us. But actions and motivations of hatred are different. When we act out hatred in public or devote our life to it, we risk keeping the world in a revolving door of suffering. The Buddha actually referred to all three poisons originally as fires. When the fires of misgendering begin to burn us severely, we should attempt to breathe the deepest breath we've had all day, blowing out the smoke from the three fires. There are calming ways to help prevent us from excessive rage or shame or panic after misgendering. We could turn to music made from others that survived prejudice. We can create a self-love garden where we only offer ourselves the kindest thoughts. Crying is healthy too, or journaling. Avoiding social media by any means possible is important. Basically, feeling is the way forward after misgendering. With mindfulness, we can deeply feel what it's like to be a human that has to navigate this unusual experience around language and presentation. Letting the anger and disappointment be recognized, but then we can return to our senses, feeling the misgendering in our bodies the first time, so that it won't keep coming back later to haunt us. Perhaps the worst of the three poisons or three fires is ignorance. Even hatred can be undone, but the fire of ignorance is trickier to put out. Some days it's impossible to be near it. These days it seems like the world is celebrating its ignorance. But let's refuse to join in. Let's enjoy our knowledge around why coming out as trans was a healthy choice for us. Let's share this truth. Our trans identity is truth. And that truth can sometimes be a beautiful thing, one worth smiling about. By self-identifying, we've discarded our ignorance of not knowing our deeper selves. A life aimed towards gender euphoria can come from a more secure, even a joyful handle on our self-worth. We'll know we've made progress on not needing others to value us first when we may dare feel ready to wear our pronoun pin everywhere.